Hey guys, Dave here. In this video we're going to talk about setting up a new group, or a new chat group, I guess as we should say, a new wall group. We're on the home page. Let's click on groups here, and you can see that there's no groups found. So let's add a new group. To do that, we're going to click Add New, and we're going to give this group a name. We're going to call it Wall. And we'll give it the keyword of wall as well. From here you'll be able to select the number you want to use with this group. Now you could add multiple phone numbers in, and that's done in the Settings tab. You can buy additional numbers to use. But for now we're just going to pick the number registered here. And then we're going to put in our group admin name. In this case that's going to be me. And we're going to put in a phone number. We always want to use the +1 in front of the phone number and click Save. Okay? So now you can see that we have this group. If text to join is being used, this is the keyword that they would text in to join the wall. And we can turn the group on by clicking that. Now you can see it's turned on. And we can turn this off. Now every time we switch it from off to on, everybody that's in the group is going to get a notice that the group has been turned on and they can chat, or the group has been turned off and they should stop. And you'll see those messages in the Settings tab when we get there. From here we can also edit a group, and I'm just going to pause the video and jump into another installation so I can show you what's going on. So here you can see I just jumped over into another installation. I have the same demo wall group set up right here. To display the chat widget, we click this, okay? And that opens up our chat widget. Alright, let me just click last 30 days here. So now we have a bunch of messages in here, and we'll keep coming back to this as we make changes so we can display that. To iframe this in, or to use this in a text-to-TV setting, you're going to grab this URL out of the browser. Can you guys see that? You probably can't. Let me move that up. You can see when I clicked this, let me just go up here and delete this. When I click on this Go to Chat box here, it opens up the chat window, and I'm going to just click last month again. And then you can see this URL right here. This is the URL that you would use to iframe into your existing website, or to use in the text-to-TV setting that we'll get into later. But this is the URL right here, okay? And if we come back over here to the wall and click Edit, this is where we adjust all of the features of my text wall. Okay, so you can see we're set up on a different number, but here we have the group admin name, the group admin number, right? Adjust time zone. We are set by default for the central time zone in the US, so if you're Pacific you would put a -2 in here. Okay, if you are Eastern you would put a 1 in here, because you are +1. You are central time +1. In the Pacific time zone you are central time -2, so we would put a -2 in here, and that's how we adjust the time zone. If you're in the UK, this would be a +12 from central time, I believe. We have a checkbox here to turn on and off the bad words filter. Okay, that's how you turn it on and off. We have a checkbox that says show in widget only. Okay, this is the widget. This is our chat widget. Okay, so if this is checked, all messages texted in only show up in the widget and they don't get texted out to everybody. Okay, if it's not checked, then every time somebody texts in, it's going to show up on the wall and everybody in the group is going to get that text message. Okay, so that's what that does. We can adjust the height and the width of the chat widget. So here I'm just going to make it, I'm just going to change it to 500, and we'll narrow it all the way down to 300. And I'm just going to come down here and click Update. And if I come back over here and click Refresh, you can see that's exactly what's happened. Is we've made it much, much, much smaller. Okay. We can choose the background color. Right now you can see it's set to white, but if we were to come in here and change it and just set it to purple, and I'll click Update, and come back over here and I'll hit Refresh. Now you can see we're set to purple. Okay? So that's how you modify this. We can also upload a background image. Now this does scale in width, but not in height. So you should be matching your images to your widget size. You know what I'm saying? Here we can set the border width and the border radius as well as the border color. Here you can see we have no border, or it's a very, very thin border. It's very small. So if I come back over here and I change the border width to 10, and let's bump the corner radius up to 10, and we'll leave it at black, and we'll go border style solid and click Update, and you'll be able to see what that does for us. So now we have this big, thick, heavy border around our widget. Okay, let's come back over here, and now let's click Show Hide Controls. Okay, so now what we're going to do, and when I do this, I'm going to be hiding all of these controls, so when I refresh, there's not going to be anything here because I won't be able to get back to the 30 days. But let's just do this real quick so you can see what it looks like. So now if I refresh, you can see I don't have any controls, so I can't get back to messages that are older than today. Okay? So let's just come back over here. I'm going to turn that back off and click Update Settings again, and now I'll refresh it one more time. Now my controls are back on, and I can go back 30 days and show you some old texts. Before we get into anything down here, let me show you this real quick. If I enter my number here, okay, it knows that it's me now. So every message from somebody else is on the left, and my messages have changed to a different color and been moved to the right. Okay? Keep that in mind as we go forward here. Anytime you see phone in the description here, you're referring to the messages that are associated with a phone number in the widget. Okay? So anytime you see phone, you're talking about these messages, the ones that are keyed to your account while you're logged in. Anytime you see the word chat, you're talking about everybody else's messages. Okay? So we can do all of the things that we did with the main background here with the chat balloons as well. For instance, if I upload an image, and let me just find one real quick. Yeah, here's a green button. Okay. You can see it's plugged it in right there, so I'm going to click Update Settings. And now you can see that it put this graphical background in and is auto-scaling it to fill the window. Okay? So I'll give you another example. This is just a color. Let's come back over here and let's upload an image for that as well. I have an orange button, and we'll just upload that guy and click Update. And now let's come back over here to the widget. Now you can see that that image is inside of that balloon. Okay? You with me? And you can see same thing up here. Now this image has a border around it, a transparent border, so it's it's not filling the entire border. So that's a problem with my image, not a problem with the system. I just happen to have an image that's doesn't go all the way to the edges. So here we can adjust the border color for the balloons, for the individual chat balloons. We can adjust the border thickness. So if I crank this up to 3 and update this, you'll see that they get thicker. See the thick border now around the balloons. What else? It's all pretty self-explanatory. Here's the border radius. If I set that at 0 and hit update, or hit refresh, I should say, now you can see that the balloons are square with no radius, right? What else can we tell you about this? We have a font size. We can control the fonts for the main messages and the date and time. So I'll make that real big and real small. Come back over here and hit refresh and go back 30 days again. So now you can see I have just a big monster font here and very tiny little font down here. We can adjust the type of font from normal, italic, or oblique. We can adjust the font type. We can adjust the font colors. Okay? And we can do it separately for the, again, we have the chat and the phone. Chat is everything on the left, and phone is everything associated with your number. So we can adjust all those colors individually as well for the 4 message types. And then the last thing we have on this page is balloon position. We can center the balloon. If I click that, in most text-to-TV situations, you're going to want to center the balloon. Whoops. So you can see what that did was it centers all the balloons. So now, if that's checked, we still will change colors, but they'll stay on center. Okay? So that's real handy. What else? We can set the width of the balloons. Right now we're set to 80%. If I knock this down to 50%, okay, now you can see that that balloon is now 50% of the overall width. So we have complete controls to make this look any way that you want. I think that covers most of it. Talk soon. Bye-bye.